Let me put you on the spot. When a lot of the world hears Yale, they think privilege, they think elite, they think it has so much more resources vis-a-vis any other entity. Why invest in this?
Well, it's an interesting question, and I think that I'm going to answer it with my actual fundraising hat on, because I also do some fundraising for Yale as a member of the class of '82. What I tell people when I have to go out as a class agent and ask them to give is Yale is doing a tremendous amount in the world that I don't think people realize. It's not just the impact of students like you who will go off in the world and do amazing things. It's incredible what the students of today are doing in their own community and globally. It's not just what you will do with your intellect when you go on to your job in whatever sector you have it in the future. It's not just the knowledge that comes out of New Haven. They're doing projects all over the world. There's scientific projects, finding that fern in Africa that's going to be the next wonder drug. We're doing nursing projects in China. We're helping to teach the Chinese universities about a liberal arts education, which is going to have ripple effects for the education of people in that part of the world. There is so much that Yale is doing, and Yale is a rich institution. But what it's doing with that is it's being not just a thought leader, but having an actual impact in the world that I don't think people really think about. And I think that's worth supporting. And again, people say, well, I'm just supporting kids to come to school in New Haven. It's only 5,000 of them, or
Right.
10,000 if you count the graduate schools. That's not what it's about. It's a catalyst for a lot of other really important things in the world, I think.
Stephen.
So you mentioned impact, and I find that attempting to maximize impact is a large draw for me in trying to decide what to do with my present or future time, talent, and treasure. Do you think that such a metric is appropriate in some, all, or no circumstances?
I think it's hard to measure sometimes, but I think it's very appropriate. When you talk about how do you measure the impact of dollars, it's somewhat easier to do. If I as a fundraiser do X, Y, and Z, I will get, A, B, and C dollars. When you try to measure the impact of human capital, which is what we're talking about, it's difficult. But I think it's really important, partly because if we think that the donation of time and talent is important, then it would be good to be able to measure it to show the impact. It's something we struggle with. Metrics is something we struggle with at the AYA because we think what we do is important, and we know that it leads to stronger connections and many times to giving. You engage somebody more in any kind of organization, but with Yale, and they see part of what I was just talking about. Or they see what a fabulous place it is just locally on campus and what kind of opportunity it's providing for people who will go out and make an impact in the world. They are more likely to give, and that's important too. But I think it's a really good question, but it's hard to figure out how to do it.